Hi, in this training we'll be talking about the attendee object. Specifically, how do you create an attendee, what is on the attendee record, and how do you use the AttendeeLink feature. What does it do, how to use it, we'll talk about it. To go ahead and get started with how do you create an attendee. Attendees are created whenever somebody registers for your event. So here we are on our Blackthorn test event. We've got our image and our register button is now appearing because I've added a ticket. I'll go ahead and click register, and I'll register for this Blackthorn example ticket. I'll click add attendee, and I'll put in some information here. So my example registration at the email is test@test.com. I'll go ahead and press save. So it saves my attendee here. I can go back here and edit if I wanted to, or I can add another attendee by doing this. But for this example, I'll go ahead and remove this and just keep it to 1. I can view my summary, or I can go ahead and click register. And now I have the option to decide who am I registering as. Am I registering as the main attendee, or is somebody else doing this registration for me? So if it's somebody else, I can put their name and email. But for this example, I'll be the main attendee. You have the summary of what it is that you're registering for, but I'll go ahead and press complete. It's submitting, processing, and it'll take me to this registration success page here after it's done validating me. Here we are. So now it's telling me you are registered with a check mark. I can add to calendar, and I can click done, which will take me back to the event landing page. Now, when I get to this page, this means that I have successfully registered, which if I go back to my event and I click onto my attendees, you'll see that my attendee is now here. So I have successfully created an attendee record. Now, while I'm here, let's just say you wanted to, when they click complete, you wanted to show a different experience. So currently, this is what it looks like out of the box. If you wanted to change that, we have this field called post registration, where you can decide. Currently it's set to nothing, which is what you're seeing. But if you wanted to show a message underneath that check mark, you'd want to select show success message. And in this description field of registration success message, you have this rich text field where you can write out a message. It could handle links, images, what have you, and it'll appear here underneath this check mark. You have another option to do a redirect. So instead of showing this page, you can essentially just redirect to any other website that you would want by setting this here and putting in the URL. So let's say they hit complete and you want them to go to a certain page on your website, you would want to do this route. But again, having nothing there shows you this out-of-the-box experience. Click done and you go back to the home page. All right. So now I have this attendee created. I went through that registration process. I created an attendee. I can click into it here, or I can click view all and click in here. And now you'll see my name, the event that I registered for, my registration status is set to registered, the time and date that I registered. And if you scroll down here, you also have your attendee link. Now, this attendee link gets generated upon creation of an attendee. So this is specific to this attendee record, meaning that this attendee link is going to be referencing this registration status field to dictate, am I going to prompt them to register for this event, or am I going to show them their confirmation email, essentially their QR code or their join stream button. Once they get scanned in or they click that join stream button, then their attendance status on their attendee record would get updated to attended in real time. If their QR code never gets scanned, if they never click into the event, if they never check in, then at the end of the day, we'll update them to no-showed for you as well. So this is the attendance status, and that's how we update their attendance. But again, this attendee link is most likely what you'll want to include on your confirmation emails, as it will house the QR code or join stream button. Again, you have this add to calendar functionality. You can turn this cancel registration on or off. And if you click done, it takes you back to the home page where you can view the information on the event. Click view confirmation and go back. Now, let's say that you created this attendee and you have their registration set to invited. You'll see I just changed it from registered to invited. Now the attendee link is going to reference this field and say, oh, this person is not registered. So now when they click their attendee link, let's prompt them to register. So you see it knows who I am. If I click register, it has my information pre-filled. I can register, press complete. It does that. Shows me the success message page. I can go back out here just to let it catch up real quick. And you'll see that my registration status changed from invited to registered. And now if I click the attendee link again, it's not going to prompt me to register, but instead it's going to show me my QR code. So the attendee link is a pretty powerful feature. This is what you're going to want to use when you're sending out invites. If you want to have pre-filled information, you're also going to want to have this on your confirmation email so they can have access to their QR codes and or join stream button. Okay. Now you also can see the event items that is associated to this attendee, what ticket they registered for, and along with the attendee link, every single time that an attendee record is created, a sales document will be created as well. Regardless if it's free or paid, they'll always get a sales document here. So, but we'll talk about this more in our paid events training. You can also see the time that they actually clicked on their attendee link. But yeah, so those are the main things that I wanted to bring out on the attendee record. Now, going back to the event, I showed you how to create an attendee whenever they go through the registration process. I showed you what is currently on the attendee record and how to use the attendee link. Is there any other ways you can create manually an attendee and add them to this event? You can do this in 3 places. One is on this related list. You can click this drop down and click new. And you can essentially just fill out the information for the attendee here. Click save and it'll automatically create them as an attendee here. You have this wizard button, which if you don't see it, you can add it to your page layout. But you can click the wizard button and then go to this attendees tab, which will allow you to add attendees from your accounts, contacts, campaigns, previous events, leads, and reports. You'll see that I already have an attendee here, but if I wanted to pull in like campaign members from the campaign, I can do that very easily right there. You can also do the exact same thing by going to this attendees tab and adding them this way. Again, exact same experience, just instead of going here, you're clicking here and you can add attendees there. So that's how you add attendees, and that was the attendee object overview in terms of how it connects to the event object and to the ticket object. So hopefully this was helpful, and let's go ahead and move on to our next training.